Good morning, students. Welcome back to 10th Physics. I hope you watch previous videos which is based on third lesson. Now today we are going to see the fifth lesson, Human Eye and Colorful World. As I said you in previous videos, whenever if you want to learn the physical science, you have to be observe the changes, what is happening around us. See, after a small rain shower, you could observe the formation of rainbow as an arc. And sometimes we may observe the sky is blue in color on bright day, sometimes white in color. And also we may observe that during sunrise and sunset, the sun will be appears reddish in color. Reddish in color. And also we may observe that the peoples, those who are below 5 years or below 10 years, they are using spectacles. Why do? See, if the people, those who are above 60 years, they are using spectacles means reasonable. Then why do these people, those who are below 10 years and below 5 years, why they are using lenses, spectacles? Why do they, or how do they get eye defects? Next, how can we see near object as well as far objects comfortably and distinctly? See, if you see long object, then how does the object will be appears? Small. Whenever the object is moving towards our eyes, it will be appears bigger in size. Why? What is the importance of human eye in our human body? How can you say that the human eye is a most important organ which is present in our human body? At the same time, you have to be think about colors. See, at the signals we are going to use either red, yellow or green colors. Why we are not going to use any other colors? What is the purpose of using these colors only? See, whenever if you can question yourself, then definitely you can learn the subject, especially physical science. You have to question yourself. Why these things are happening? What is the reason behind this? So if you can get answers for this question, definitely you can learn in effective way, especially this physical science subject. So now we are entering this entering fifth chapter, Human Eye and Colorful World. The first thing is we are going to discuss about least distance of distinct vision. So before going to discuss about the least distance of distinct vision, here I would like to ask few questions to you. The first one is the structure of human eye. What is the importance of human eye? What is use of eye lens which is present in our human eye? How does the lens helps us for seeing long object and short objects clearly? How we are able to see the object, or can we see the object, all the objects which are present in our eyes? So what is use of these lens spectacles for the correcting of eye defects? How we are getting image on retina irrespective of position of the object? So to answer all these questions, we have to study about the structure and functioning of human eye. To answer about all the questions, we have to be learn the structure and the functioning of human eye. First of all, we are going to see the least distance of distinct vision. What is the least distance of distinct vision? See, can you read the textbook which is placed very close to your eyes? Definitely no. Whenever if you move away from your eyes, at that time also you are unable to read the words which are present in your textbook. See, in order to read the context, what are present in textbook, we should hold the textbook at a certain distance from our eyes. And that minimum distance, what we call least distance of distinct vision. See, in order to read the object, in order to read the words, or in order to see the objects and things comfortable and distinct, we should hold or should maintain the certain distance between our eyes and things. That minimum distance, what we call the least distance of distinct vision. This least distance of distinct vision is not constant. It is changes from person to person with an age. Say below 10 years people, for them, the muscles which are present there around their eyes are strong and flexible, so they can get more strain. So for them, the least distance of distinct vision is 7 to 8 centimeters. And while coming to the old people or aged people, for them, the muscles which are present around the eye are weak, so they cannot strain more. So for them, the least distance of distinct vision is 1 meter or 2 meter, even more than that also. See, why does the least distance of distinct vision is changes from person to person with an age? In order to know that, we should study the structure and functioning of human eye. So before going to study about the structure and functioning of human eye, once we will see the angle of vision. Just now we discuss the object which is present at longer distance, it will appear small in size. The same object, whenever if it is moves very close to eyes, then the size will be increases. What is the reason behind that? The angle of vision. Angle of vision. See, generally whenever you can see the object, the rays which are coming from the object, the top and bottom. For example, this is one object and this is your eye. See, the rays which are coming from the top and bottom of an object will make an angle theta at our eye. If this angle is below 60 degrees, then we are able to see the whole object. If it is more than 7, then we can see only the part of the object. At the same time, the reason for the appearance of the object in front of our eyes, big or small, is also based on the angle at our eye. This angle, what we call angle of vision. For example, if the object is present very long distance to you, it will appear small because the angle is decreases. The angle is decreases, so that we can see the whole object. So whenever the same object is moving towards your eyes, then we can see only the part of the object, because here the angle of vision is above 60 degrees. So for a healthy person, in order to see the object clearly and comfortably at a distance of 25 centimeter, the maximum angle of vision is 60 degrees. The maximum angle of vision is 60 degrees. Remember, this angle of vision also is not constant. It will be changes from person to person with an age. Person to person with an age. See, why does the least distance of distinct vision and angle of vision is changes from person to person with an age? In order to know about this, we have to study about the structure and the functioning of human eye. The structure of human eye. As you know very well, the eye is the most sensitive organ which is present in our human eye, which causes the sensation of vision. So tell me now, can you see the beautiful world, or can you see the things which are present around us without our eyes? Definitely no. So in order to see the beautiness of the world, different colors and things comfortably, the eyes are required. And remember, these eyes are most sensitive organs which are present in our human body. See, now we are going to discuss about the structure and functioning of human eye. See, first of all, look at here. This is the structure of human eye. It contains different parts like retina, on which the image will be formed. Retina is act as like as a screen. On that image will be forms of the object. And lens. Lens. What type of lens is present in our human eye? Double convex lens. We will discuss afterwards. The next, optic nerve. Next, cornea. Aqueous humor. See, whenever if you observe our eyes, it is always wet, not dry. That is because of the solutions which is filled between cornea and lens. That liquid, what we call aqueous humor. And this pupil, iris, ciliary muscles. So these are the parts of the human eye. See, generally the parts which is we are seeing from the outside, That is nothing but a cornea. The cornea is the part which is what we are seeing from the outside. So after this we have aqueous humor. The aqueous humor is present between this crystalline lens and this cornea. It always make the eyes to be wet. The next one is iris. Here, iris is the only colored part which is present in our human eye. This iris has small hole in it called pupil. See, what is use of this pupil, sir? Through this pupil only, the light energy will be enters into our eyes and the image will be formed on retina. The most and the important one, the most and important part is ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles. See, because of these ciliary muscles only, the focal length of the eye lens is adjusted between the limits 2.5 to 2.27 we will discuss. Is it clear? So first of all, the first one is cornea. A cornea is the part which is we are seeing from the outside of the eye. Is it clear? The next one is aqueous humor. After this we have pupil. Pupil is generally black in color because any light which is entering through the pupil. See, the entering of light is controlled by the iris, controlled by the pupil with the help of iris. You know, this iris, pupil is connected to the iris. See, in case of excess amount of light energy, the iris will force the pupil to be contract to prevent the excess amount of light energy into eye. In case of low light condition, the iris forced to the pupil to be expand so as to be allowed to the light energy, sufficient amount of light energy into our eye. Is it clear? So indirectly, this iris will be act as a variable aperture. A variable aperture. It can be changed. It can be forced to the pupil so as to allow the sufficient amount of light energy into our eyes. The next part is the next one is we are going to see about the lens. Lens is hard at middle, and whenever you move at the end, then it becomes a soft. It becomes a soft. Generally, double convex lens is present in our human eye. Double convex lens is present in a human eye. So whenever the light is falls on this eye, the light will be enters with the help of pupil on lens. The final image will be formed on retina. Retina is act as a screen. So now tell me, see here one thing you have to remember. The distance between eye lens and retina is image distance, and it is always fixed. That is called 2.5 centimeters. See, wherever you place the object between in front of the eye, the image distance always 2.5 centimeter. What is image distance here? The distance between retina and lens. This is also what we call maximum focal length of the eye lens. This is also what we call maximum focal length of the eye lens. How it is possible? How it is possible? How do we get the same image distance even though if you place object different places? Yeah, in order to know the answer for this question, we have to know the knowledge about the refraction. See, here the formation of refraction is only because of, in case of human eye, the formation of image is only because of the phenomena called refraction. Here we have lenses, no. So through the lenses, refraction takes place. So here the formation of image is only because of refraction, the phenomenon of refraction. So one thing is there here. So in order to get the constant image distance, what we have to do for different position of the object, the thing is that we have to be change the focal length of the eye lens so as to get the constant image distance. How can we change focal length here? If you want to change the focal length, then you have to be change the radius of curvature. How can we change the radius of curvature? If you want to change the radius of curvature, we have to change the shape of the eye lens. How can we change the shape of the eye lens? Yes, with the help of ciliary muscles. Generally, eye lenses are attached to the ciliary muscles. These ciliary muscles will help for the lens to change its focal length by changing the shape of the eye lens. If you can change the shape, automatically radius of curvature will be changes. If radius of curvature is changes, focal length is changes. So wherever you place the object in front of the eye, the image distance is always constant, that is equal to 2.5 centimeters. Is it clear? So Here, the most important parts are ciliary muscles. If the ciliary muscles becomes weak, then there is no adjusting of focal length. Then we won't get image on retina. In such conditions, the people may get the eye defect like myopia, hypermetropia, and presbyopia. Here, the process of adjusting of focal length of eye lens is called accommodation of eye lens. The process of adjusting of focal length of the eye lens is called accommodation of eye lens. How it is possible? With the help of the ciliary muscles. With the help of the ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles only can change the focal length of the eye lens. Is it clear? The next question is, sir, what is the nature of the image formed by the eye lens? Definitely real, inverted, and diminished. Why? Because our human eyes contain double convex lens. Here, the convex lens can form both real and virtual image. But in this case, the nature of the image formed by the convex lens is real, inverted, and diminished. It can form diminished image on retina. Then here, sir, how can we identify the things and object and colors without changing their shape, size, and color? Further, this retina contains 125 millions of receptors called cones and rods. Cones are responsible for identify the colors. Rods are responsible for identify the intensity of the light. So after getting the light signal, then they can transmit to the brain with the help of optic nerve. So that brain can be interprets this information given by the eye, so that finally we can perceive the shape, size, and color of the object without changing. Sir, here is there any limit for maximum and minimum focal length of the eye lens? Yes, we have. The maximum focal length of the eye lens is 2.5 centimeters and the minimum focal length of the eye lens is 2.27 centimeters. So as to get image exact on retina, the eye lens should maintain the focal length of the eye lens between 2.5 to 2.27 centimeters. 2.5 to 2.27 centimeters. In case if the eye lens doesn't maintain the focal length of the eye lens between these two limits, then what will happen? In such a condition, the image will not be formed on retina. The people may get the eye defect called myopia, hypermetropia, and presbyopia. Sir, how can we find the maximum focal length of the eye lens? In order to find the maximum focal length of the eye lens, we should keep the object at infinity. For that, we can find the focal length of the maximum focal length of the eye lens. Sir, then how can we find the minimum focal length of the eye lens? We should keep the object between least distance of distinct vision to infinity. So afterwards, by using lens formula, we could find the maximum and minimum focal length of the eye lens. Then you may get the maximum focal length of the eye lens as 2.5 and the minimum focal length of the eye lens is 2.27 centimeters. 2.27 centimeters. In case of failing of adjusting the focal length between 2.5 to 2.27, then what will happen? The people may get the eye defect called myopia, hypermetropia, and presbyopia. What is myopia? Next one is we are going to discuss about different types of eye defect called myopia, hypermetropia, and presbyopia. So what is myopia? Here in this chapter, this topic is the most important one. Most important one about eye defects: myopia, hypermetropia, and presbyopia. What is myopia? Some people, they can able to see near object, but they cannot see far object. Such kind of eye defect, what we call myopia, or nearsightedness, or short-sightedness. Three are same only: myopia, nearsightedness, or short-sightedness. Nearsightedness in the sense they can see near object. Don't think that they cannot see near object. Nearsightedness means they can see near object, but they cannot see far object. So what is the reason for getting this myopia? See, if the maximum focal length of the eye lens is less than 2.5 centimeters, in such conditions, the rays which are coming from the object after refraction, they are meet before retina. Once you see here, For example, here the object is present at infinity. The rays which are coming from the object after refraction, they are intersect or meet before retina. Meet before retina. In such conditions, what happens? The image will not be formed on retina. In such conditions, the people cannot see the objects. Such kind of eye defect, what we called myopia. What we call myopia. How do we get myopia? If the maximum focal length of the eye lens is less than 2.5 centimeters, then the rays which are coming from the object after refraction, they are converged or they are meet before retina. The image forms here before retina instead of on retina. Here also we can observe one more point here, 4 point. What is 4 point? The point of maximum distance of which a eye lens can form image on retina. A point of maximum distance of which a eye lens can form image on retina. For example, look at here. This is M. Here M is nothing but 4 point. Okay. So here M is nothing but 4 point. See what is 4 point here? The point of maximum distance of which a eye lens can form image on retina. That is nothing but 4 point. See, the people, those who are suffering with myopia, they can see the object which is placed at M in the sense 4 point, and between M and L. Between M and L, they cannot see the object which is present beyond M. Beyond M. For example, I am suffering with myopia. So my 4 point is 100 centimeters. My 4 point is 100 centimeters. In the sense, I can see the object which is placed at 100 centimeters. Now, can I see the object which is placed at 110 centimeters? I cannot, because my 4 point is 100 centimeters. Now, an object is placed between 100 to 25 centimeters or at 75 centimeters. In such conditions, can I see that object? Yes, I can. Is it clear? See, for example, if I am suffering with myopia, then in case my 4 point is, this 4 point is not constant. It will be changes from person to person. Those who are suffering with myopia, for all the people it is not constant. See, I am suffering with myopia. I can see the object which is placed at 100 centimeters. That is, my 4 point is 100 centimeters. Some other people, for their 4 point is 150. That is, they can see the object which is present at 150 centimeters. Those who are suffering with myopia. So it will be not constant. It will be changes from person to person. So now tell me, can I see the object which is placed at 100 centimeters? Yes, I can. Which is placed beyond 100 centimeters? I cannot. So remaining things we will discuss in next video. If you want to get more explanation about this, you please watch this video again and again. Thank you for learning.